Hey guys, Ice Hockey Aussies here, and we've got an update on the Jonathan Quick saga, as well as a few trades involving the Columbus Blue Jackets. So we'll get us started. Uh, Basically, after Columbus Blue Jackets acquired Jonathan Quick from the LA Kings yesterday, um, they quickly traded him straight to the Vegas Golden Knights.
Really? You're gonna pun
They
like that?
retain.
I'm sorry. You keep going, man. You're just gonna pun like that.
Of course, of course. They they retain 50% of his salary, so 2.9 million retained by Columbus, and in return they get Michael Hutchinson and a 2025 seventh round pick. Now that wasn't the only trade that Columbus were involved in today. They also traded away Jacob Voracek and a sixth round pick, pretty much just dumping cap. Um, and in return they receive John Gillies, who essentially isn't anything major. So yeah, the main talking point of this is the Jonathan Quick saga. As we said in the video we did when he was originally traded from Los Angeles Kings, and the shithousery that involved, and what a dog act it was from the Kings, he moves to the Knights. So it is well and truly in effect the Knights versus Kings first or second round playoff series. Oh my God, I want to see it. I honestly want to see it, and I really hope Jonathan Quick turns it on and absolutely obliterates the Kings, because it would just be sweet, sweet justice for to end this story basically. Um, but yeah, what are your thoughts, Jade?
Yeah, I guess I'll have a rundown. So the Voracek trade looks like Arizona. They get a sixth round to eat that 8.25 mil. Yeah, that contract is for next year as well. I feel like they could have got more, at least a fifth, just because they're eating so much cap. I understand they need the cap to get above the salary cap floor, in a sense, but I would like to see at least get a fifth. And it is good for them, you know, they can eat half of it next year and trade him at the deadline. Get some more picks if all goes well there. So that's good for Arizona. And then it's just they just do a contract swap in regards to Gillies. He hasn't really done anything. He's getting on the older side, so nothing really there. Just a cap dump. In regards to the Jonathan Quick, I do want to do a shout out to Columbus for being a stand-up organization and actually respecting a legend. I think this is gonna that will get overshadowed for, them going to Vegas and they could be competing in the playoffs against the Kings. But I just want to do a shout out to Columbus for being a stand-up organization and looking out for a player. They spoke to the agent, saw that he was really unhappy about it, and then they did the best they could to move him on, and they moved him on very well. And they only get a seventh round for it, but it's more than what they probably would have got in the end anyway. And no, I'm very, very happy for them for doing that. In regards to the Vegas, they got a good, somewhat backup goalie, and fire in his belly now. If he comes off, he's got something to play for now. Uh, being treated the way he was, wants to go out with a bang. So I can imagine this is going to make him a better player. And if they do face off in the playoffs, I could see some. Oh, I'll definitely be watching that one. That's for sure. And yeah, it makes Vegas better as well. Only 2.15 going onto their cap hit, so and they get a decent playable goalie. He's not as his best as he was, but it's decent playable, serviceable. But yeah,
Oh, exactly. I mean, we know he's not the the Stanley Cup winning Jonathan Quick that he once was, but we all know, that's the quality he had. And yep, he hasn't been necessarily up to that standard, but a little bit of fire in the belly of someone as talented as himself, that's all it could take to sort of have him step up into that. And honestly, if they play the Kings in either the first or second round, that first game, I would 100% be putting Quick in net. And you know what? If he gets lit up and he doesn't do well, then cool. You can take him out, and it's all well and good. But I would just there's just so much potential that he could just turn up and absolutely kill it, and destroy the team that sort of screwed him over in the end.
Well, he knows some of those players in and out, so he could even leak some of their weaknesses and strengths to the other goalies.
Mm.
And the other thing in regards to, like, even Drew Doughty said in the interview that he was afraid that, coming up against them now, because he will have a fire in his belly for how he was treated, and he knows it will spark him because that's the type of man he is. So, and it's been hard on those players, honestly. Like, best friend basically, getting moved on like that, no longer playing. They thought they're going to end their career with him, so their morale is definitely down. And then this guy's you know, morale isn't really down. It's just fired up now. He's just wants revenge, I'd say. Wouldn't even care about the cup. If he could just eliminate the Kings, he'd probably be happy, even though it's eliminating his best friends. But you do it to the management that screwed you over. So, no, I got to do another shout out again to Columbus Blue Jackets because of how they treated him. And that's how you treat a legend. It's what you do. And I think they need more praise, honestly, in regards to it. But that ends me there on my opinions on this.
I'd agree with you there. He is a legend, and Columbus have done right by him. Um, I'm unsure why the LA Kings didn't try a little bit harder to sort of be like, look, you're not in our plans for this playoffs, but how about we try and get you to another team? Um, it's a little bit strange. I know you don't want to trade someone to a divisional rival, but this was sort of going to happen. It was always going to happen. So yeah, credit to Columbus. They've done an absolute service to Quick to get him into a playoff team for potentially what could be his last season. And I just, for his sake, I really hope it turns out as a fairy tale ending for him, whether or not it's a cup win or it's just because I don't personally want Vegas to win the cup, but if it's just a series win against the Kings and he just plays lights out, that would be an absolute fairy tale ending for me. So, love to see it. Also, hate to see the fact that such a great player in Jacob Voracek has essentially been traded away for nothing. I hope he can get himself back and healthy and into, the absolute champion that he has been for such a long time, for Arizona next season, and get himself back into a playoff team because that's where he belongs. So, that's it for the video, guys. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Do you think a Vegas v LA first or second round is 100% on the cards, and would would you watch that series with intent? And what do you think? What are your thoughts on the Voracek situation? Do you like his chances of turning it back on with the Coyotes and getting himself back into a playoff position? Do you think Columbus gave up on him too early, or was it good to clear that cap space? As always, if you like this video, give us a big thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, guys, take care.
Cheerio.